Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another update on the construction progress on my project in Kisii, Kenya. Last week I made a video about a theft that occurred on the property. I don't have any good news yet. We still have not apprehended the culprits who came onto our property and stole the electrical items that were on the site. But I'm still hopeful that we're going to find the individuals and then bring them to justice. Anyway, today I wanted to highlight some of the progress that has been going on the site. As you can see from the video, we are working on the ceiling. The contractors are busy trying to install the metal framework that is going to be holding the gypsum ceiling. We decided to go this way because we wanted to have the ability to change the locations of the lights once the whole construction was done. Normally in Kenya, when you build a house, the lights are usually affixed to one location, or if you need to move them around, there is usually that inability to move your wiring because everything is done in concrete. So when I was talking to the architect and the interior designer, I mentioned that in case or sometime in the future, if I ever want to move the lights, install a ceiling fan, or change the type of lights that I have in the rooms, I wanted to be able to just cut in, move the sockets around to, achieve whatever desired light system that I want in the future. So that's what we did. As you can also see, a lot of the plumbing work has been done. And if you remember on a video that I made a while back, I mentioned that I wanted the plumbing to have both cold and hot water throughout the entire house. All the pipe work for the bathrooms, for the kitchen, are gonna have the dual system of running both cold and hot water. Usually there is one pipe that goes into the kitchen, into each bathroom, and we normally have a heating element that is attached to the pipe that will provide hot water for a shower or hot water in the kitchen. But that's not the design I was trying to go for. As you can see on this video, the contractors have actually made significant progress with the installation of the ceiling. Some of the rooms are completely covered in the gypsum, and of course some of the wires is exposed for where the light and sockets are going to be affixed. Meanwhile, the contractors, especially the guys who were doing the walls, were busy applying a smooth coat of plaster so that they can set the foundation for the base layer of paint as the project is going on. On the exterior of the house, the soffit was actually installed, and I have to say that the contractors that were hired, or should I say the subcontractors that were hired to install this soffit, did an amazing job. There is a small trim that is going to run along the fascia board and the soffit. And from this view in the corner, you can actually see that they've installed one of those trims on there. A couple of weeks ago, I posted a video where I was talking about the 12 reasons why you should never hire family or friends to help you while you're building remotely in either Nairobi or in your village, especially for those in the diaspora. However, today I want to switch gears and I want to talk about a few situations or reasons why it might be okay to hire that family member or friend to help you with that remote project. So here they are. Reason number one, establish trust and reliability. If you have a long-standing relationship with your family member or friend, you likely have a strong sense of their work ethic, skills, and commitment. This can be especially valuable when you're working remotely. I can tell you right now, this project would not be where it is right now if it wasn't for my sister and my brothers and my mom. I trust them all the way, and they are my eyes and ears on the ground, especially when things are going wrong and not according to plan. So yes, there is a situation where it is okay to hire your family members. Reason number two, shared cultural understanding. If your project involves cultural nuances or local knowledge, a Kenyan family member or friend may have that built-in advantage. They can navigate cultural differences and understand local customs more easily. I can tell you right now, in the Kisi culture, once a boy becomes a man, he can no longer live in the same house as his mother. However, these rules are different for the youngest son. The youngest son is the only one who can potentially share the same roof, but also it is important to know that in the same culture, it is the responsibility of the youngest son to take care of his aging parents. So in this situation, I'm building a house for my mother. I am going to go ahead and build my house right on top of my mother's house. Hence, we're going to be sharing one roof. So it's good in a situation like this, it will be okay to have that family member or friend who understands these cultural norms, especially in the Kisi culture. Number three, cost effectiveness. In some cases, hiring a family member or friend might be more cost effective, especially if you can offer a fair wage without significant overhead like benefits and taxes. Yes, that family member or friend still needs to be treated as an employee, and yes, you still have to pay them the benefits and pay your local taxes as you're supposed to with a third-party company. However, whenever you have a family member, they can offer you a discount and you can potentially reduce the total amount of money that you're spending on a project, because essentially you're building this house or project for yourself, but it's also in the culture we grew up in, we're all building together. Number four, flexibility and adaptability. Family members and friends may be willing to accommodate flexible schedules or unexpected changes, which can be beneficial in a remote work environment. I can tell you right now, one thing that came up while they were installing the gypsum ceiling was the contractor installed the entire ceiling but forgot to leave tracks to where we were going to install track lights. It was brought to my attention after the entire gypsum ceiling was done, and when we brought it up to the main contractor, he was like, well, nobody told us that was supposed to be there. However, remember, we are big planners and we pulled out the drawings, and yes, of course, in the original drawings, there was the track lights on there. The contractor just didn't, install the channel for it. So we had to have the contractor go back and actually create that channel where the track lights will go. So usually with family members, it's just a simple phone call. You tell them, hey, this is missed, and they just take care of it. But as you can see with these contractors, you almost have to go back, pull out the drawings, or even sometimes you might even have to, resort back to legal recourse on some work that may not be done the right way the first time. And then finally, reason number five, you have shared goals and values. If your family member or friends shares your vision and the values for the project, it can foster a strong sense of collaboration and motivation. I'll tell you right now, like I said before, if it wasn't for my brothers, my sisters, and my mom collaborating with me and looking out for me while this project is moving from the groundbreaking all the way to where it is right now, this will be a project in shambles. I have not seen this project with my own eyes because I haven't been back since we broke ground. So I have relied heavily on my sisters and my brothers to let me know what's happening on the ground. Now, with that out of the way, there are a few things I like for you to consider, and these are very important. One thing to consider is professionalism. Even if you're hiring a family member or friend, it is important to maintain a professional relationship and set clear expectations. 2, conflict of interest. Be mindful of potential conflicts of interest and ensure that your decision making is fair and unbiased. Number 3, legal tax implications. You need to understand, like I mentioned before, the legal and tax implications of hiring a family member or friend, especially if they are considered as an employee. Number 4, clear communication. I can't state this, strongly enough. You need to establish an open and honest communication channel to avoid misunderstandings and maintain a positive working relationship down the road. I hope all these things I've listed are helpful. If you found this information helpful, please consider hitting the like button, share this video with someone you know, and consider subscribing so you can get more updates on the progress of this project. Like I always say, take care of yourself and be kind to one another.